I'm Paula Bernier, and I'm here in the TMC newsroom. Today we're at IT Expo in Los Angeles, and I'm speaking with Andrew Gottlieb, who's the founder and CEO of Talari Networks. Talari Networks is a WAN virtualization vendor, and can you talk a bit about what you sell to whom?
Sure, thanks, Paula. We're a WAN appliance vendor, two-ended solution for enterprises that want to add bandwidth or lower costs or improve the reliability of their enterprise networks. MPLS is just a really expensive way to build networks, and yet, since it's the only real reliability game in town, corporations till recently haven't really had a choice. And so with WAN virtualization, you can start to get some of the same benefits that the compute world, to companies like VMware give you with server virtualization. We bring that to the enterprise WAN.
And how does WAN virtualization tie in with the idea of WAN optimization?
Sure. Well, so first, WAN virtualization, what we're essentially doing is something similar to what RAID did for storage. And if you look at the storage world, they used to build everything out of big, massive, single vendor hard disks, ultra reliable, really expensive. And then Seagate came out with the PC hard disk. The folks up in Berkeley invented RAID, and with RAID you could wrap a layer of hardware and intelligent software around multiple of these cheap, toy consumer hard disk systems, and you built a resulting storage system that was more reliable, higher capacity, and lower cost than all those existing vendors. And so while usually new technology takes years or decades to replace the old, mainframes are still around. High-end storage is one of the few exceptions, because within a very short time, nobody was building those big proprietary single disk systems anymore. They all built technology out of RAID. So WAN virtualization essentially does the same thing for the enterprise WAN, where right now you have big proprietary, vendors like AT&T and Verizon sell you MPLS or frame relay that some people still have. The public internet came along, a long time ago now, and yet other than for remote access and some VPN backup kind of things, very few enterprises use it for their corporate networks because it's not reliable enough. So at Talari, we wrap a layer of industry standard hardware with our intelligent software and build a resulting enterprise network that's both higher capacity, lower cost, and the key is more reliable with better performance predictability than the best single vendor MPLS network out there. And so if you look at how we compare to WAN optimization, in fact, we're fairly complementary. Over half of our customers are existing WAN optimization customers. WAN optimization allows you to free up bandwidth with their disk space deduplication technologies and some other application acceleration techniques, and they fix Microsoft's CIFS protocol, which is the one protocol that's really broken on the WAN. What we do is, in addition to giving you more bandwidth overall, lowering your cost, making the whole network more reliable, we can allow those first-time transfers to get there 10 times faster. If you have huge files, video files, Hollywood production files, just engineering transfers, WAN optimization can only do so much for it the very first time. In some cases, they can't do anything at all. So if you need to get it there faster, you can use us to get 10 times more bandwidth. WAN optimization is great for that second, third, fourth, fifth time. The other thing we do is we help fix applications that WAN optimization can't do very much for, things like Citrix or things like voice and video.
And obviously, cloud computing and cloud services is a huge trend right now. Can you talk a little bit about what you do ties into that?
Sure. So the nice part about this WAN virtualization technology is it really enables you to build a next generation WAN that's very compatible with what people are looking to do with cloud. And whether it's public cloud or private cloud, by combining WAN virtualization technology with WAN optimization typically, and what's going on with co-location facilities where you can get lots and lots of cheap internet bandwidth, since WAN virtualization goes and makes that bandwidth reliable and scalable, you can now build a network that's very different than before. You can centralize your internet access, for example, without paying the performance penalty or the huge expense of sending it through a central location where you're paying for very expensive MPLS pipes. The other thing you can do when you combine it with what's going on in server virtualization, with a very small footprint, you can build your private cloud at a colo facility, and now you can incrementally take advantage of public cloud services or hybrid cloud services, what people want, at your own pace. With WAN virtualization combined with colo and WAN optimization, you solve the performance problems, you solve the cost problems, you solve the security problems, and many of the management problems of going to cloud computing. And so essentially we allow the networking guy to go be a hero to their CIO and to their apps guys and go to cloud computing in an incremental fashion as it makes sense for them.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks, I appreciate the time.
And this is Paula Bernier in the TMC newsroom signing off.